So, lately I've been thinking on the future. Recently, a notification popped up on my phone. It's an email from Books A Million, my personal sanctuary. And they said they were holding open interviews on the 15th and 16th of June from 2 to 4 p.m. And it got me thinking. A year ago, I quit my job at McDonald's in order to pursue all of this, content creation, YouTube, I'm writing a book. I quit my job to pursue all of that. I signed on with DoorDash, and honestly, DoorDash hasn't been the greatest thing, but it's pushed me through tough times. After McDonald's, I sort of made like a pact with myself. And I told myself if I ever got like a regular job, quote unquote, like a 9-to-5 job, then that means that I probably failed in my aspirations of being an author / content creator. And well, I failed. And that failure is on nobody else but me. Let's take a look back and sort of dissect my failures along the way that led to this big failure.
In the beginning, I had the spirit and discipline, but not the skill, not even close. I was a beginner in a land where beginners are eaten alive, but I had something going for me. I was naive.
You know, I've been pacing around my room the past like 20 minutes, probably pumping myself up for this moment, this video to begin it all. And I promise you, I am possessed. It literally burns inside of me, that feeling of how much I want to impact everyone around me. It just burns. It's this passion. It's not just a want. I was born for this, and this is the beginning.
I was clueless as to how much that burning feeling would increase over the next year, and how much I would have to grow after I let myself down time and time again. As time went on, more and more people close to me began to doubt, and honestly, who could blame them? My content back then suffered the same problem that it does now. It holds no value. Even for a daily vlog channel. As much as I tried to convince myself that views or comments didn't matter, I always circled back around to constantly checking my video every couple of minutes and getting excited when even one person subscribed, the same way that I do today. But I was having a blast back then, recording videos every day, trying to come up with new creative ideas every day, kind of showing y'all my daily life. It was incredible. It was the time of my life. Even back then when my content was indie, I had a terrible camera, sometimes even recording just on my phone. But regardless, I was having so much fun. But I made the mistake of expecting success.
I still have the drive and it's still there as much as ever, but it's more like I got complacent along the way, and I reached a certain point where I would watch like a tutorial on how to do something and be like, oh no, I don't need to do that. I don't need to provide value or like look up SEO. I convinced myself that this was just vlogs. And while it is just vlogs, it's also documenting my process on eventually becoming successful. And eventually I think I lost like that urgency is more what I would say that I lost. I lost my urgency, and that came after I found myself with all this free time after I quit McDonald's and became my own sort of boss with DoorDash. And now that I finished my first like book and I'm querying agents, but as I try to write my second, I find that it's hard. And if we're looking at it from a viewership standpoint, then I haven't really grown at all. So, and the goals that I set for myself at the start of all of this, and it's been a year since then, I have failed. But what that doesn't mean is that doesn't mean that I'm giving up. Behind me that you see in the background of this, that's my motivation wall. It's filled with drawings from my little siblings, things people have given me throughout the last year that have really inspired me. And I carry a bunch of memories in my head of people that have inspired me too. Like when I was at my siblings' first communion at the church, one of the people that I respect the most for going through a lot of loss they came up to me and they said that they really enjoy watching my videos and that they always wait for another one, and that meant a lot to me. So I've failed, but I'm learning from that failure too. So what I plan to do is I plan to take a separate approach to things. I'm making one final promise to you, the viewers, and to myself. I will never ever give up in this aspiration. I will continue to get better, but what I'm also going to do is I'm going to start a second channel for all of my writing content, which is where I'm going to provide the most value to you. I'm going to resume my streams on Twitch, and I'm toying with the idea of a third channel, but I won't reveal that yet. I'm going to do everything that I can to up the production quality of these vlogs and up my editing skill and learn as much as I can over the next year, so that hopefully we'll have grown at least a small community by the end of it. But I just wanted to make this video to document how I failed, and the whole point of going on this huge journey is to go on this huge journey and eventually win at the end. But winning at the end and reaching my goals, it doesn't really matter. At least not to me. At the end of the day, this is about the journey for me and all the hardships that I'm going through to get there. And I reached a point where I consider myself to be not rock bottom, maybe a step above rock bottom, but we're getting close to rock bottom. And what's important is that I realize that we're here at this point. I realize that I have failed in my aspirations as a content creator over the last year, but I'm learning from it, and I realize that I'm here. And I recognize that the only way to really go from here is up. I have 180 subscribers and I average maybe 15 to 20 views per video, and if my mom promotes it on Facebook, on her Facebook, then I'll like skyrocket. I'll get like 100, in between 100 and 200 views per video. But it still excites me that we're at this stage, that we're at this kind of bottomish stage, and that we're still here after a year. That still excites me. That doesn't really depress me. It excites me that we have so much to gain. We have so much more to go, and I know that eventually one day I'm gonna hit my stride, and one day we're gonna skyrocket. We're gonna go through the roof, and I'll be able to inspire people who are in this position that I'm in right now. I'll be able to inspire them to keep moving forward and keep accomplishing their dreams, because all you have to do is just keep failing and failing, and eventually you hit that stride. Like, I'm gonna wake up one day and I'm gonna check one of my videos and it's gonna have like upwards of 100,000 views. Like, that excites me. I don't care about monetization. That's not really my goal. My goal is to build like a community. But it's just, it's fun seeing things grow, and it has grown over the past year. It was Kong. If you were in the early videos and you saw Kong when he was a kitten, you'll probably recognize his growth in this video. But I wanted to make this video so if you're in a similar position, or if you're watching this in the future and I've hit my stride by then and you're in the position now, then keep moving forward. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep trying to upgrade yourself. Have that growth mindset. Know that there's no ceiling for yourself. And whoever tells you that you can't, I'm telling you, you can. There's more, and there's more sacrifices to come. So I have to just keep growing a thicker skin. I have to keep believing in myself, and I have to keep having confidence that I will one day hit my stride. So now we've circled back to the beginning, and I'm going to tell you what this has to do with the Books A Million job that I was offered. I'm going to take the job. It's part-time. I will be able to add it to my DoorDash income, and that'll be 2 separate streams coming in. So I'll be comfortable financially. That worry will be out of my head, and I'll be able to focus more on upgrading, and I'll have more of a sense of urgency with a job like I did before when I worked at McDonald's as a manager. And as for the insurmountable writing block I'm going through right now, you might have seen at the beginning of the video, On Writing by Stephen King. I've actively avoided reading this book because it's kind of a ironic thing to read. It's like ironically using like an old Vine joke to read this book. But I stumbled upon it in Books A Million today when I went to ask about the job, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna read it cover to cover, and I'm gonna draw inspiration from it, because reading Stephen King, it helps me draw inspiration, and it inspires me to write. As cliche as that is for aspiring writers, reading Stephen King really does help me in my writing journey. And if I fail with this, then I'll be a little sad if I fail from this. But I'll keep moving forward from a different approach again if I have to, or I'll just keep doing what I'm doing, knowing that one day, statistically, if I do this for like 10 years, one day I will have to hit my stride. I will have to have improved enough to where people will want to watch my videos. You'll want to stay to the 7, 8 people that watch this, or 12 or 20, however many. But yes, a big inspiration for this video was watching this video of a girl singing that had a terminal illness, that had cancer, and she was unapologetically happy, and she was doing what she wanted to do. And that, it put the idea in my head for this, because if she can be unapologetically happy, if people who have hit rock bottom, not just in their careers and aspirations, but in life, if they can still put a smile on their face and go in every day and try to improve themselves and try to put something out there for people to enjoy, then so can I. Follow your dreams. I say it every video, but I want to emphasize it more in this one. Follow your dreams. Life is too short not to do what you want to do. So I apologize for the kind of talking head style video that this was, but this needed to be made. I will see you in the next one. Peace, peace, peace. Follow your dreams. Peace, peace, peace.